Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Welcome to LSE and interaction with the students.
Thank you for inviting. It is really great interacting with the students over here.
Yes,
It is pleasure to get. We missed the last presentation, but
yes.
surely we'll try to cover up whatever and we'll look for a session in person. So it gives a better perspective because we have
Okay.
limitations on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope the students and faculty will have really good time with you.
We will keep more of interactive rather than
Yes,
having something one-sided. I don't know.
yes.
From YouTube, they may not be able to do it. Am I
They
right?
will not
Or
be
they will
able
be.
to. They will not be able to.
So
But
then it will be a one-side presentation.
mhm.
So I'll have limitations. So no interactive and no participation also. That means.
but but some of the students who have joined the meeting, they may ask
Uh-huh.
questions, sir.
Okay.
As an institution side, they are joined as a group, sir. 60 to 50 to 60 students. Two groups are already joined in our group, sir.
Okay.
Indira Priyadarshini and IMU also they have joined, sir. Along with that, few other students also they have joined, sir. And faculty, few
Great.
faculty also joined.
Jitendra, I think you can start now.
Yes, sir. We will start, sir. Very good afternoon to one and all. Respected Shankar Shinde sir, today's guest house speaker, and Professor Ganeshan sir, and Professor Gayatri ma'am, and all my team in LSE and faculty members from various institutions, and the students. Very good afternoon to one and all. And it is my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's online series number 5, Mr. Shankar Shinde sir. And Mr. Shankar Shinde sir is a distinguished leader in India's logistics and exim sector, and with over 3 decades of experience in customs, brokerage, freight forwarding, and multimodal logistics. He is a managing director of Global Express Multilogistics Private Limited, a company recognized with the prestigious authorized economic operator status in 2014. Under his leadership, the organization has built a strong reputation for compliant, efficient, and value-driven logistics. He holds an MBA from Jawaharlal Bajaj Institution of Management Studies and has completed a management development program from IIM Ahmedabad on delivering logistic solutions. Mr. Shinde sir has held several prominent national and international positions, including chairman of International Federation of Customs Broker Association, and immediate past the chairman of Federation of Freight Forwarders Association in India. He has also served as an expert committee member for International North-South Transportation Corridor under the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, contributing to the major trade facilitation and logistics connectivity initiatives linking India with Russia and CIS. Mr. Sindeshar has also received notable recognitions, including Certificate of Appreciation by Mumbai Customs on International Customs Day in 2017, Best Custom Broker Award at Global Economic Summit held at the World Trade Center in the year 2018. Today, we are fortunate to have him to share his valuable insights on building a career in logistics, skilling for employment. His experience and guidance will undoubtedly inspire our students to align their academic learning with the industry expectations. On behalf of logistics sector, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Mr. Shankar Shinde sir. Sir, we are grateful for your time and look forward for your enlightening session, sir. Now the session is yours, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction. It's Always a pleasure to be associated with LSC and take it to the next step. And in fact, it has been a long journey with LSC and seeing the way the LSC is being taking the initiatives in the logistics sector. I think so. That is the next future for the students, and we will surely look how, as a federation also and as an association also, how can we be more associated and get the next generation or the next youth or even the women into this logistics sector. Uh, Thanks for all your organizing this session, and we look forward for your participation. Rather, I wanted to make this a more interactive rather than having one-way conversation. So, because understanding the perspective with regard to the student's requirement was more important than the one-way communication from my side, because I will always talk what is experience in logistics rather than seeking the real perspective, what the one would really understand. Anyway, we will come to that point at the later once the we have the complete of logistics. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it is a very pertinent topic, and I really thank the LSC for taking up this initiative. Building a career in logistics. I don't know how many of the students will be able to join on the interactive, but uh, whoever is able to join, I would just leave this question mark explanation as to what do you understand the career in logistics. Because if you go by the word logistics and the earlier traditional way of logistics and which it has been handled and the perception which the trade carries is completely different. As soon as you say logistics, anybody would just say a truck driver driving a truck, and that gives the perception about logistics, and hence everybody nobody wants to come. But seeing the evolvement in the whole of logistics and the professionalism which comes in the logistics, I would like to hear some of the views of the students about logistics and what brings them here on this platform rather to serve this industry. I would just like to be happy to hear about some of the comments from the students, if available.
Any college faculty, can you please unmute your mic and interact with sir?
There's enough. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, you introduce your college,
Good
your name,
afternoon.
college name. Yeah.
Sorry, on the camera. Turn on the camera. Turn on the camera. Uh, Yeah, Abhishek, sir. You can. Sure. Sir, good afternoon. So my name is Abhishek, and we are from Tolani Maritime Institute, and it is based out of Pune. And we, recently had an interaction with the CEO also of LSC, where we, explored more idea of what basically logistics are. And it's not only about transportation, but if you go into deep about logistics, so it has 12 different, sectors within it. So it could be inland waterways, cold storages are there, port management is there, and so many different things are there. So it's not traditionally about the transportation only.
Okay, so this is in generality. So it's good. At least there is something beyond something which comes beyond transportation, which you have been able to give the perception. But let us go a little into detail. When it comes to logistics as a whole, it has got various avenues where people can seek their career, and majorly for the next generation or the next Gen Z, now we call them, where they really look into the future as to what is there for us in it. And it is the only sector which gives you ample of opportunities in every sector and which does not have a depth, which has only the opportunities and career in future. Otherwise, if you see, if you hear, there will be always some of the sectors doing good, doing bad, doing down, doing up, upswings, downswings. But irrespective of the sector which takes place, there is always a back end which logistics support will always be required. And that is where the logistics importance comes. So I hope we will just go to these presentation slides, and then you will be able to identify as to where are the avenues and how do you seek this career into this logistics. Is that okay? So understanding the logistics background. Now, what is the logistics as a whole? It is not only movement of goods from one place to another, but how, where, when, and what are the importance of that movement. That is the main criteria of this whole logistics. So logistics has a backbone of the economy, which is a very set statement, and it is very well noted statement, and it comes with very well emphasizes on various structured form, and that is where the government found that we need to develop this logistics sector in such a way it becomes the backbone in serving the whole of the economy, the growth of the economy, and for that what is required is upscaling the importance and somewhere where it can be taken that what is to be done into this logistics industry. Otherwise, earlier we never had that importance in logistics. Considering that importance, government also came up setting up one special logistics division in government under the Ministry of Commerce, which is under the DPIIT. And if you go into that portal, you will get the whole details as to what are the government's initiatives into this logistics. And when it came, it happened that how it is to be developed. Now, it cannot happen just by training. It also needs somewhere which there is a huge gap which is required to be built. And that gap was identified between the theory and the practical aspects. And who will build this gap? So I think so that is where the logistics skill council came into picture. And they are taking the oath or they have taken the drive to see that how they can develop this sector, providing the skills and specific skills that's what is required. And it is not only for the next gen or the present gen, even the past who has already done the experience, but to enhance the skills also. So that is where the LSC has been working together. And along with LSC, there are other associations, federation. One of them is Federation of Freight Forwarders Association in India, FFA, who is taking very much initiatives into this logistics, who is the apex body of the customs brokers and the logistics service providers. Now, why do we call it as a backbone of the economy? Because there is supply chain connectivity, and that is where the trade finds how to enhance that trade. So it enables the global trade and the supply chain connectivity. So that is where one of the things which supports the statement. Second thing, when you call this as a logistics, there has to be some connection with GDPs. And what are those? That it supports the manufacturing industry, the agriculture. When it supports manufacturing industry, we call as factories, industries, manufacturing, and agriculture. And the third thing is the service. These are the three major factors which compounds of the GDP. And within that service sector, which contributes towards the GDP, is the logistics sector, which is 13 to 14% of India GDP. And that is where we find it's a huge opportunity. And that is out of the 55% of the service industry. So just imagine when we take about the GDP of the GDP for the economy, if 55% is a service sector and where logistics contributes 13 to 14%, I think so we should see what is the opportunities available. And the other thing which is a misconcept where most of the logistics players or the most of the professionals are trying to mislead or misguide or get misguided is with the cost of logistics to the GDP and the contribution of logistics toward the GDP. When you say cost of logistics, with the new report, earlier they used to say there is a 13 to 14% cost to GDP. I think so that was a misconcept. If that was the case, then there was nothing value added being done to the whole economy, and the value of product would be a value of the services equal to the value of services. So it is proportionate. The more you reduce the logistics cost, it will add value to the product, and the more you add value, it becomes competitive in the international market. So it is that place where we see that how the logistics plays a very important role, and the people, the stakeholders who support this whole supply chain will add value to the whole system, giving that competitiveness for the product into the international market. Third thing, when you talk, it is employing more than 22 million people. So just see the amount of people, the manpower which is required in this industry. And this has been identified as one of the largest job creators in the country. So I think so. Some of the few important pointers which I made would support this statement as logistics as a backbone of the economy if everyone agrees. Going ahead, what is the transformation? How did it came? Like when we found that yes, there was a requirement of this logistics professionalism, moving from the traditional to the professionalism, then there needs a transformation. Now the transformation cannot be held just by itself. So what is it that required? There are some government initiatives, there are some state initiatives, there is skill development and professionalism development which is required. So some of the government initiatives, if you find in this transformation, when they found that there is some structure to be made, how many of you are aware of the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan? So under this National Master Plan, this was a whole structure prepared by the government which gives the holistic approach for the central and the state to coordinate it as to what state contribution, what are the requirements of the state, and how would it be correlated interstate also and at the national contribution also. So this is a complete master plan prepared. With a time limit, we cannot get into the details of the master plan, but it is very well available on the portal, which can have the good access. Now, to support this, there is also a national logistics policy which has been prepared as to how this formation is required to be taken. I will be happy to share presentation on each of this topic as to what is PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan talks about, what are the four pillars, basic four pillars on the National Master Plan, then what are the part of that is the National Logistic Policy, how does it move? Then we have the dedicated freight corridors, what was the purpose of it? How will it enhance the logistics sector? How will it reduce the cost? And what are the parameters on which it has been taken? Then there is multimodal logistics part. Even this MMLP is a big project where it requires huge infrastructure, huge technology, huge manpower. So that is still under development. This is a new MMLP which is to be drawn across the dedicated freight corridors, which will enhance the logistics sector. Then to support all this, where is the most requirement is the port modernization and digital customs initiatives. Now, when you talk about port modernization, we have seen the ports internationally where it is human free ports operations. Abu Dhabi port, ADB port, you will not see a single driver, the single person operating on the inside the port. Those are all automated and being operated sitting in one of the corners rooms with the robots, technology operations, and the trucks carrying the containers from the vessel site to the stacking yard, and there the containers are delivered to the transporters, and the transit and the turnaround time is only 3 minutes. Even the driver doesn't get out the truck. So it is such type of modernization ports which are coming up. Then there are box containers which bay which comes up, which we in the warehouses where we see the stacking of the cartoons and small packages. The same way the containers are being stacked and it is automated. There is not a single person operating it. It is also said with the person sitting in the corner of a room just operates and gives commands to the computers, and the bay picks up all the containers designated for a particular destination port and collects all the containers and loads on the vessel. So it is that level of modernization technology which we are thinking of introducing. Now, expanding career opportunities. Now, where is your role for the students who are seeking the role or studying role or want to upgrade their skills or update their skills? These are some of the sectors which you can really think of. One is the freight forwarding and international trade, and itself becomes one of the topic and great opportunity. And it basically it becomes a service oriented, so the investments are very infrastructures investments are limited. Then you can surely start a business without even sparing a penny. and the easy access to this world of logistics. So freight forwarding is a first opportunity which you can start with. Second is custom compliance and trade facilitation. A lot of high compliances are required when it comes to international cross-border trade. And hence the legality of the whole trade compliance which requires is to be adopted over here. So once you have that knowledge of what are the customs compliances along with the allied acts, every allied acts, the number of PGAs, government agencies involved into the whole of the systems, you get an opportunity into each and every sector. The whole supply chain. Supply chain is complete end to end, which will involve a lot of things, which will come in the next while we are discussing. Then there are ports and shipping operations. Then we have warehousing and inventory. Then we have cold chain logistics, which is the upcoming sector. India being the agro-based country or agro-oriented country for exports, there is a lot of importance coming into this cold chain, and not only agro but also pharma-driven country. So a lot of pharma being exported also has this cold chain logistics which is coming. Then we have the e-commerce and the last mile delivery, which is the upcoming sector and which requires a lot of human into this industry along with the digital. And the next comes is the logistics data analytics. All these earlier stages, what we have said is all into operation and one-to-one. But when it comes to logistics data analytics, it is where the logistics future opportunity plan starts with the knowledge sharing, with a lot of scientific correlations, coordination required, and give the insights to share with the government or for the business people. And that is where it gives opportunity for you to also seek career, whether we should go into which sector within the logistics. So this is one of the logistics data analytics which requires professionalism. Now, what are the skills required for the future? The knowledge which you can provide on the supply chain management, understanding trade regulations and the international conventions. When we talk about international convention, it may be leading to Bill of Lading conventions, CMR conventions, and various other TIR conventions, which are now getting on from the manual perspective to the technology perspective, where we are converting all this into EEE. So when we say ETR convention, the TR convention which were manual documented, now we'll go from the system to system. Where earlier we used to pay customs duty by demand drafts and online by the portal, it will go e-payment, ECL, electronic cash ledger. So all such type of things which are developing on the systems needs a lot of technology driven and skills to operate it also. Data analysis and planning skills are one of the most important aspect which gives the futuristic for the business, and familiarity with digital logistics platform. So how can this traditional form be done into professional by the use of technology is the most important aspect of the development for this logistics. And then it comes to communication and problem solving abilities. The most important here problem solving abilities and the interesting part of logistics, there is no similar answer to the same problem which exists today. You always have to come out with different solutions for the same problem, and that gives the innovation into logistics. You may have today solved the problem with some regular uh, thinking, but tomorrow the same problem may be sorted out or maybe solved with a different ability, giving a different innovative ideas, giving a different dimension to it. So that what makes the logistics more dynamic. Then what are the roles of technologies in logistics? If you say the artificial intelligence, which is coming today into the logistics, the whole supply chain, which decision makings are being depending upon the artificial intelligence, how the cargo IoTs for the cargo tracking and monitoring can be done through blockchains in trade documentations. When we say cargo tracking and monitoring, today it is very important. Everybody talks about paperless, seamless, faceless, and that is where every customer or every importer, every owner would like to know where is my cargo today, where are my documents today, because the whole thing will remain moved on the system. You don't need to call each other, and that is where the important role of technology will come. Blockchain in trade documentation, we see that there are various documents which flow along with the cargo. The cargo may be moving by sea, by vessel, by air, or by any mode of transportation. But the exchange of title for such documentation would take to the systems, which is presently taken through the manual system. For example, if you take the bill of lading flow, it goes from the shipping line to the exporter to the bank to their corresponding bank to the importer, and this whole chain of manual courier documentation would require to be converted onto the e-system or the blockchain. So when it comes to a blockchain, this will be a next dimension. So you do not need to have any of the interaction, that you will be able to have the visibility of the document as to where my document lies today and who is responsible and how long he is delaying the document at which stages. At the same time, when we see, if you see in the export general manifest and the import general manifest, completely dependent upon the customs to customs and international conventions. So when it happens, how the export general manifest can be converted into import general manifest. This is a seamless process where the customs and World Custom Organization is presently working upon. So tomorrow there will be nothing such left as today is a EGM or IGM. There will be just a manifest, and whoever is the owner of that manifest would be visible and from the exporting to the importing countries, because a lot of AEOs and MRAs are being signed across the world within the countries to share such information. You see the warehouse automation and the robotics coming in. Today, we see the whole warehouse being operated on the QR codes and barcodes and labeling, which is being done with the warehouse, where the stackings are done by robots and auto forklift, driverless forklift, and it has been stacked. And whatever is required, you just give the order to the robots. They just go to the stacking warehouse and get the particular parcel package for the delivery. So it's that type of automation what we are talking in this industry. Now, digital freight platforms we have, and again the data collection. So if you see this platform of ULIP, I hope you must have got across some of the sessions where the ULIP must be discussed across the board, and where if you see that ULIP, how they are driving the whole of the logistics sector, giving the information from all the stakeholders on one common platform. It's a huge platform which is supported by the government, and that provides the information as to what is there and where it is for me in it. Third thing, when you come to the IceGate, is the main portal for the customs coordination. And the IceGate is further being developed into the SWIFT, which gives the single window platform along with the PGS, partnering government agencies, where it will give a common platform. You submit a document on one place, and there will be a single window which will travel to all the other things and get all the informations. The same thing like ULIP, which is being developed, is in such a way. If I want to draw a pipeline from Bombay to Chennai, then what are the stakeholders, maybe electric division or any other division, PWD, coming in the way, which NOCs are required, and which is first required, which is next required. So everything will be developed on that same common platform. So it will give a complete list of people where the NOCs are required, and it will travel to all the portals and get the NOCs. So that type of platform the government is developing. And with all this, the most important aspect, the government is collaborating to getting the logistics data bank. This logistics data bank gives the futuristic way ahead as to what are the future needs of the country, which is required in development infrastructure, services, and the support from the government. So these are some of the technologies which are built to gather all the information to support the logistics systems. Now, importance of skilling and training, why it is required. It has to be industry-focused training programs. Now, what is industry-focused training programs? Different industry will require different types of trainings, and different stakeholders who are serving this logistic industry will require special training. So this is called a skilling and development training programs, which is industry focused. And the person once who is having the background of the logistics can enter in this particular interested or seeking career in that industry, which is the most liking industry for them. Second thing, there are a lot of internships and apprenticeships available or made available by the LSC also and by the federations and various associations on this level. So you get an handle experience to make yourself whether you fit into that, whether it makes you interesting and seek your career going ahead into that. And to see this, we have professional certifications by various education institutes within the logistics industry being provided. Then there's a exposure to the real supply chain operations where you can really work upon it to give the on-hand experience. And this is not a one-time learning. Okay, now I know this logistics, or I know the Custom Act, and I know everything. Because every day there are new notifications, new circulars, new international conventions coming in, and every time you need to update and upgrade your skills. So that is a continuous learning, and this makes it interesting for the logistics sector, which does not make you boring industry, but rather you keeps you alert and keeps you learning with upskillings. So this is the most important part of it. Otherwise, in any other sectors you go, it becomes a stagnant type. So like, okay, now I've become so and so. Now I know everything, and I have nothing to learn. So that thing doesn't follow in the logistics industry. Now, what are the government supports for the industries? The first thing what government thought of is Skill India Mission. Under that, they got the Logistics Skill Council, and LSC is doing a wonderful, taking all the industry into concern. What are the needs of the industry? Not only the high tech industry, even from the truck drivers training, the LSC has been able to get, and LSC has also supported with these truck drivers to send to their foreign countries to the requirement of the companies in the foreign countries placements. So that level, the LSC has gone and given the support to the industry and employment to the at large in the country. Then the National Logistics Policy, which is a skill initiative, and we have the industry and academia collaboration because there is a huge gap. What you learn on the theory part in the academic needs to be implemented in the practical aspects on job training.
It's 3 o'clock.
So I think so. Where you find there was a huge gap. Earlier, we had the students coming from training from this sector, but when we kept them on the job training, it really did not. They were not really able to perform, and that is where to create this gap filling. We had to have this academia and industry collaboration. Then we have a capacity building for logistics workforce. So doing these programs from time to time, I think so this will help the logistics industry and upgrade and enhance the logistics industry. Now we will say what is there for me in it. So when there is so much of opportunities, when there is so much of learning, and it is not limiting yourself to any of the pharma, engineering, or any particular agro industry, but it gives you exposure to the whole of this. Every industry or every sector will require this professionalism of logistics. You find every company will have a division of logistics, and that is where you get the opportunities. So high demand for skill professionalism. It is not only handling a movement of goods, but how and where and when it has to be moved. That is more important. It is not only happening in India, but it is across the globe. So it is giving you a global career exposure. And the growth of this logistics sector, which is happening, is tremendous. So you have that opportunity. Like you can be rest assured that you will have a growth in this industry as the industry grows. Then opportunities in startup because it's a very easy entrance industry where you do not require the huge infrastructure, capital investment, and you get an immediate entrepreneurship opportunities. So I think so this is the best industry for you to have in the future and contributing to the India's economic development because when you're contributing to the 55% of the sector, 55% of the GDP with 13% of the logistics sector, I think so you are becoming the greater part of the contribution. So this is one of the important aspect where you should. I will not get into this the whole because you must be doing on a regular studies as to what is the logistics ecosystem when it comes to end-to-end logistics, how many stakeholders are involved. And when I name each and every stakeholder, that means there is to be employed or to contribute or to do something of the other in each of the industry, whether it is supplier, manufacturer, freight forwarder, customs, transport, port, shipping, airlines, destination customs, then warehouse, retailer, consumer. Now, this was a very small part of the whole logistic ecosystem. If you see in every freight forwarder or the customs or the transport, there can be a sub stakeholders again. Within the ports, to serve port, you need surveyors, you need handling agents, you need grounding agents, you need crane and operators, you need human resource, you need water supply. So all such type of technologies are required in the port. So each and every stakeholders will have such sub requirement in the whole of the ecosystem. Now, how the whole ecosystem pyramid works? One is the government and the policy framework. So you have opportunities to support government because government is not into business. They do not understand business. They only can make free policies. But unless there is someone to provide them support systems, they cannot make the policies. So they are looking for professionalism, and presently they are dependent on these large consultants like Deloitte and so not you name it for the consulting, where you can have an individual opportunity where they have an appointment, where they have internship, where they employ this next generation for the inputs. There are technology platforms which support the career communication between the government and the industry. Then when it comes to infrastructure, the ports, airports, rail, roads, where also see the amount of sector in the infrastructure which is available for the future for the students. And logistics service providers, there are 3PL forwarders, there are forwarders, there are transporters, allied agencies. Now, when you're into the whole system, if you are expert, if you are professional, then you can get into legal consultancy also. You can also get into teaching of this logistics, teaching of individual sectors. You can get into the banking of this logistics sector. So banking also requires the logistics professionalism because bank doesn't understand this business. And to understand this business, if banks wants to develop, they should know what is logistics all about. And now the bankers have realized how strong and opportunities in the banking sector these logistics can be. And hence, earlier it was only just limited to cooperative bank and the national to SBI bank who are supporting these industries. Today, we see the private banking coming to the logistics support systems. Then we have the insurance companies, the manufacturing and the supply to logistics infra, then the containers, the seals, the pallets, the packing material, and number of industry which can be built in this. Even the container manufacturing is now built in India, make in India concept. The vessels are being built in India. So all this contributes to the logistics infrastructure. And the final, it is a consumer market and the supplier market. To conclude, let us see the logistics will be a key driver of India's growth. I hope you all agree with this. And because during the COVID, you saw everything went to standstill, but it was only logistics supply chain which kept wheel turning to keep the economy driven. Then there is skilling unlocks employment opportunities. So you can always keep up with these opportunities from time to time, and there is only a growth of opportunities. A strong collaboration between industry, academia, and government. Skilled professionalism will shape the future global supply chain. So these are some of the few points which I would like to put it across. And if there is some of the discussion points, we can surely go for some discussions on this platform. Or it is something beyond that you want to discuss, I'm surely open because this is a topic where just by theory or this may be a challenge to put it across. But when it comes to an interactive session or participation of the students, I would really be happy to take that on board, and we'll see for that opportunity how we can surely look for that opportunity to share our own experience, because sharing experience also gives a different perspective to the whole of the concept as to from where to where we can grow, and from which industry to which industry we can surely look into these opportunities. And once again, I would like to thank Professor Ganeshan sir, Professor S. Ganeshan sir, and all the team of LSC who has organized this session and giving the perspective to the next generation as to what is there for me in this industry. Thank you, and we can surely go for discussion of the next.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request all the faculty members who are there in the online session. I request your students, if you are having any questions, you can come and ask your questions. Anybody wants to type the question in the chat box, you can type and share the question in chat box.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
And just a minute,
Sir, just a minute, sir. Abhishek
Jitendra?
Pandey, sir. Yes, sir. Professor.
Just a minute. To Shankar, I would like to tell him that the students and faculty from across the country have joined this lecture program today. I am seeing the students and faculty from Assam Skill University to that is in Guwahati, next to Guwahati, and I'm also seeing students from Erotech, which is in Kochi, which is down south. So we have and Maharashtra and all these institutions located throughout the country have joined in this lecture, and I'm really congratulating all the students and faculty who have joined this program. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. That is great. And I can see the amount of students sitting across in the class also. It's a big, huge crowd. Maybe I can see only one screen, but so many students. But I'll tell you one thing. It is not limiting here to the only academic and on-work professional, but it also gives you future academic promotion where you can seek doctorate into logistics.
Yes.
This is one of the research which government is looking further. Because I'll just share you my one experience where in 2013-14, the government, if you are aware of the international north-south transport corridor, it was established in 2000. It is a separate topic to be presented. Rather, I'll just give you the brief about that topic. And that was envisaged into 2000, but it is only in 2013-14 when AAFA as a federation, where the practitioners came into picture of handling this international north-south transport and taking that responsibility. Because as an academia, you cannot do it. You need on-job practical aspect as to what are the international documents required, what are the infrastructure required, what are the support system required. So it is only that time where we could do our own research, and doing research for our industry gives opportunity for the enhancing the trade in that sector. So we are taking the containers practically from here. I was a part of it. I was leading that project, and we took it from India to Bandar Abbas, that is in Iran. Presently, it's a big challenge in countries, which are the sanctioned countries. Even Russia is a sanctioned country. And then transporting by road from Iran to Russia. And we had to envisage what are the bottleneck of the whole system, what are the multimodal transport can be envisaged, what are the government challenges, what are the documentation which is required, what are the conventions involved into it. And we have prepared. If you go on the portal and type INSTC, International North-South Transport Corridor, the project, you'll get the complete set of the research. And it is not done in the line of others consultant who give thousands of pages project and then you land up somewhere with all the graphs and all. But it was a practical aspect of each and every sector and connectivity which we have provided as to what are the hindrances over there, what are the challenges over there, and how we have been able to address. And taking the containers without having any knowledge and getting stuck or getting it driven was a big thing for us. And we really did it. And we traveled with it for 45 days on the route. And that also in the countries like Iran, Russia, CIS country, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. So I think so this is something which will make more interesting for students also. And such type of project which we have like International North-South Transport Corridor, there is IMEA corridor coming up, there is BBIN corridor, which is the partnering countries projects. So I think so such type of projects will come up which will make more interesting for the students. And this can be applied for the doctorate project also. So research study which will include this can give them a big insight and give them a doctorate in logistics also. So this is one of the sector. I mean,
Yes, sir. Dr. Tanu Manocha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can unmute and ask the question. Yeah.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. So my question, I think sir is busy. I should wait for a second.
No, we lost your word. Can you just introduce yourself and the institute
Yeah,
also?
yeah, sure. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Dr. Tanu Manucha from domain of operations management, HTP University, Gurgaon. My question to it to sir is like I have done my PhD program with freight forwarders. My PhD is in freight forwarding. So my question to sir, I want to know the practical aspect, like as the role of technology is being enhancing, like we just mentioned in the session also. So I want to know, is there any platform where we can have all the prices, like we can compare the prices of a freight, whether it is going through roadways, railways, airways, or waterways? Like the model in Google, we can see if we want to select any kind of mode of transportation, we can click on it and we can get the comparison of the rate of the prices. So, is there any kind of a model where we can have all the modes where we can compare the pricing mode and we can get an we can decide whether we want to send our freight through roadways, railways, airways, or waterways?
Am I speaking to doctor from Kochi?
No, I am from Gurgaon, sir.
Gurgaon.
Yes.
See, there are a lot of projects which has been carried on inland waterway systems by the road transportation, rail transportation, and there are some of the logistics service provider. They may not give you online portal, but they can give you offline services as to depending upon your cargo originating to the cargo destination as to what is the rates available, and that can be checked offline. But there is no such online portal. So if you can develop some online portal, I think even that is a good opportunity. No, like today Uber and you go online for flights. So you go by ferry to China from Hong Kong. You take a ferry, it goes to China. For flight, you go from here to Hong Kong. So all this permutation combination for public transport is available, but for cargo, really it is not. If you say one portal, something of that sort, but it will either tell you about ocean freight, it will either tell you about the air freight, or it will either tell you about the one leg. Because our industry is developed in such a way that some of them have become professionals and specialize into logistics into ocean freight. Some of them become specialized into air freight, and the portals also developed in that. But the multimodal portal is yet to be developed. There is some, but how much reliable you can be, because there is a lot of conventions involved into it, international conventions, which may not support the same documentation for the future transportation. That's make it challenging. So that is again one of the things which we are working today. Also, we were with the meeting of RBI, and we were thinking of the documentation as single documentation. And in one of the yesterdays where we are talking on the BRICS, we are the part of the BRICS also, like Federation, we contribute on the BRICS. So BRICS is a new currency which the government would like to work upon. And over there, we are thinking like something of such type of one document can be introduced for multimodal transport without naming it as a bill of lading or railway bill or something of, and give one carrier document. So, such type of new things which will evolve will get some different perspective. And once it starts operating in certain BRICS countries, then it will start developing into the global. So we are looking towards that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So Shankar sir, question from chat box, sir.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, a technology evolving so quickly, which specific professional certification currently hold the most weight, or someone wanting to enter the supply chain industry today? See, again and again, I am telling you, there is nothing some standard answer. It is an evolving industry. Today you get a car, tomorrow it depreciates at 50%, right?
Yes, sir.
Today you get a mobile, tomorrow there is another mobile coming in, right? It's outdated. So even the knowledge what you learn today is no more knowledge tomorrow. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep learning. And you cannot wait that, okay, tomorrow something will come and then I'll take entry. Whatever you have today available, whatever you can pursue, you go ahead with it. And from that you start learning, okay, now I'm missing this. Let me learn this also. So there are various streams which you'll find interesting knowledge from the thing which you're learning, because from learning you will be able to get to the next step. Not by seeing the next step, you'll learn and then you'll forget the first step. So wherever you get entry, start with it. And from there, you start into the streaming into the professionalism. Like you go into science faculty, but science faculty, then you get into a specialization of doctorate into something different. Even if it comes to today, your eyes and nose have got all specializations today. It is something like that in logistics also. Does it answer, or you want me to give some more?
Yes, sir. Dhruv, sir, is it okay? Okay. Yeah, I responded, sir. Thank you.
What?
By the way, I'll just have our chairman also, Mr. Amit Kamath, who is our federation chairman. Mr. Ganeshan, sir, with your
Yes.
permission, I had requested our chairman, Federation of Freight Forwarders Association in India, Mr. Amit Kamath, to be at here for the address for the students. So whatever is the federations as a logistic service provider apex body, I would just request Mr. Amit Kamath also to give some words, if you permit, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sir,
Sir,
please
you are muted, sir. Please unmute your mic.
unmute the mics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Perfect.
you are audible, but even before you discuss with the students, I would like to tell the students and the faculty that they are really blessed today to have an interaction with the president of the federation himself.
Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And in Federation, we are giving a lot of importance to education in logistics and skill development because over the years, we have realized that the need for skill-based education and domain knowledge is never before felt as much as it is felt today in the logistics fraternity. When logistics, it was considered that people used to come here by destiny and not by design, in the sense that it was not the most sought after profession. People used to be in logistics because it was a family-owned business and because their parents or their forefathers have been in logistics. That's why people used to be in logistics. Otherwise, people who had no other profession to take used to be in logistics because about 30 years ago, logistics was not as much as a skilled profession as it is today. And it was only localized, like people who were in the logistics fraternity, let us say if they are based in Bombay, they used to be only worried about what are logistics in that particular area. But with liberalization, with the globe becoming as an economy, and with trade facilitation, the need for domain knowledge and skill is most important in logistics. Today, the entire globe has become a market, and logistics as a profession is no more a non-asset based, it is an asset based and a skilled profession. That's why the need for training and skill development capacity building is absolutely essential in logistics. Uh, because if you see today, the entire logistics, this what do you call it? The system in logistics is more of a trust base. It is a risk based analysis. The government has taken more and more steps to liberalize, to facilitate the processes, and that's why the penalties are also very high. I mean, when there is it works both ways. Like if there is a facilitation which is given, non-compliance attracts a lot of penalties and what do you call it, suspension, revocations, and all that. So people who are in logistics need to be trained. Artificial intelligence has today come into logistics, and it is becoming more and more what do you call it, uh, mechanized and system driven. So we as a federation have realized this, and we have in the federation our own educational institute called Indian Institute of Freight Forwarders, which offers diploma in freight forwarding, which is recognized by FIATA. Now, FIATA, for the information of the audience, is the World Organization in Logistics and Freight Forwarding. Just as Federation is a national body, FIATA is the global body. And the course which is conducted by the Federation is recognized by FIATA. It is approved by FIATA, and every 4 years we get the course accredited by FIATA. So people who pass this, qualify this course is recognized in 180 countries in the world. Apart from that, We have done a lot of MOUs with educational institutions for imparting skill-based training, capacity building at different levels um, in logistics for senior management, for middle management, for the field staff. So we have a MOU which is we have with Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai, and we are already doing the second course. The first course was attended by about 31 students, and we are into a second course now. We have a MOU with Indian Institute of Foreign Trade and with various autonomous educational institutes recognized by the university, various colleges, and also we are doing short-term courses for field level staff of logistics service providers, because we feel that people learn out of practice. They don't know, have domain knowledge, they learn out of practice. We want the logistics the people who are in logistics to have a sound domain knowledge. They should be knowing why they are doing what they are doing, and that makes them more skillful. Secondly, we want to make logistics a profession of first choice. People should have pride in logistics, just they have the way they have in other countries like Europe and China and the United States and in developed countries, where people uh, plan and to have a career in logistics, and so it's by design. So, and people will have a professional pride being in logistics. It will be a profession of first choice. That is our objective. So this is just a few things which I wanted to bring across to the audience. What the federation is doing. We are a national apex body of logistics service providers, having 6,500 members across 30 different locations in India, which are either ports, airports, inland container depots, and land custom stations. We are recognized by the government, and we closely liaise with the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, Ministry of Civil Aviation, and are part of the various forums formed by this government called, which are, to name a few, the Special Improvement Group, the Board of Trade, and the National Committee of for Trade Facilitation, which is chaired by the Cabinet Secretary. So I wish all the audience who are here for this webinar that they should adopt the required skills in logistics, and as my my past chairman, Mr. Shankar Shinde, said, that logistics is continuously evolving. So you have to be updated. You have to upgrade yourself with knowledge, the with best practices, with what's happening in our country, but across the world. Because today the world is a global village, and and the process of logistics is going to get more and more simplified. And with simplification, uh, you will have to provide cutting edge logistics solutions which are end to end, and not only end to end, not only port to port, but door to door, not only within India, from India to other countries, but across the globe, and for which domain knowledge is absolutely important. It is not a luxury anymore. It is not a desire anymore. It is a necessity. And I'm sure the people who are attending this webinar uh, understand the importance of skill development in logistics. That's from my side. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I wish all the best to all the attendants.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you for that wonderful, inspiring and motivating thought processes. I think so this has given the whole perspective, rather wherever I have been able to miss out. I think so this brought more insights to the whole of the participants, given that this to be made as a first choice of industry and feeling proud to be in this industry with the experience what we come from. So I think so that's thanks to our chairman Triple FA for their party insights. And the other, this opportunity like customs examinations, which provides you with the licensing. There is no other industry or the government authority which provides this licensing with the qualification of the customs examination whether it is a Rule 8 or something. And so this industry endorses the individual with the authority of doing the business. I think so. This is one of the most important. Otherwise, all the other industry comes by the virtue of registration, not by something endorsing with the licensing with the knowledge. So I think so that is one of the thing which our chairman wanted to just highlight and give that insight. So this is what the in the things in logistics we can see for the future. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank
Over
you.
to
Few, sir, few questions are there in the chat box, sir. I'm
Yeah.
going to read for you, sir. One is from Junaid from Karnataka University. His question is, sir, we know everyone is running behind AI tools to make service easily. How the AI helps logistics sector and where we get the opportunity to learn AI tools? Is there any program from LSC that we will learn? Okay, AI. Sir, I will answer this question.
Yes.
Recently, we added one of the subject in a curriculum, which is going to be started from the year next 2026-27 academic year. AI in logistics and IoT in logistics also. So even you can learn, you can join through LLMS Logistics Learning Management System, where you will be getting all these information for you, Junaid. Sir, another question, sir. It is from Nazia Begum. Sir, we are from Indira Priyadarshini College, Nampalli, Hyderabad. Sir, can you please explain how the cold chain process will work in upcoming technology and the difference between the cold chain and blockchain process and supply chain process?
I think so. Again, the students are confused. I don't know whether LSC is taking up these courses in the whole of the syllabus. It's all three vertical processes. See, cold chain process is something got to do with the reefer containers, perishable containers, which is temperature control. So temperature control cannot be mixed with the blockchain. Blockchain is an information platform where it can be a documentation based or information or the critical confidential things to be passed on, whatever is required only to be passed on. And then we call it supply chain is a movement of goods in the whole of the system, movement of goods and the documentation and exchanging of information. So all these three are different verticals and it cannot be explained in just 2 minutes. It will require a session.
Okay, okay. And one more question from Dr. Dhruva Sharma from Assam Skill University, sir.
Yes.
Okay, a student from Assam Skill University. Sir, I want to ask you about the career opportunities available in Northeast India in logistics industry for MBA students.
See, now we are working on the Guwahati. Guwahati, we have already have a team who had attended there, and we had a DG system, Mr. Barua, who was from that place, and we have done one session also in Guwahati. And the next focus of government is the Northeast sector for development of logistics. And we are working closely with the government, and that will be the future of logistics or the sector which will really get developed. And I think so. Whoever is looking towards that Northeast should really concentrate that sector. And we are there to help and support as far as connectivity is concerned, BBN connectivity, international corridors are concerned. We have our associations over there. Nearest is a Calcutta associations who can also assist with the support systems over there.
I think that's all from the chat box also, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ganesh, sir, can we conclude, sir?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, thank you for accepting our invitation, Shankar Shinde, sir. And before giving to vote of thanks, I would like to thank Professor Ganeshan, sir, Head Education Department in Logistics Sector Skill Council, and Dr. Gayatri Madam also for her continuous support for encouraging to conduct these kind of events and to enlighten students as well as the faculty members all over India. And I would like to thank all the faculty members and the students who have joined for this session. Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening all our students on a different aspect, like how they are going to expand their career opportunities.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Jitendra, just a minute. Somebody had
Yeah.
raised the hand.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I really want to ask the question. So, good afternoon, sir. I'm from Tolani Maritime Institute. Sir, what level or kind of job role we will get, like executive or mid-level, and what could be the approaches for the entrepreneurship in the sector?
Oh, that's that's a different question. I think we need to take it up later, and I think you can spare this now. What I will do is to Tolani Maritime Institute, I will send a mail answering your question. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure being here, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants and the faculty members who have joined in this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shinde.
Thank you.
Thank you.